Okay, so as we can see, our scan has finished. It took roughly 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And what we can see is that we have our inventory with the DevOps Shield org, as well as the 16 projects and so on, right? So what's new is this stuff right here, the DevSecOps controls here. I can see that I have basically some sort of DevSecOps controls right here. So that includes the ones by OWASP, that is to say the secret scanning, SCA software composition analysis, SAS or static application security testing, as well as DAST, dynamic application security testing, as well as container image scanning and infrastructure as code scanning. So this is really, really useful. Now, what we'd like to do is leverage these code security templates. And now their Azure DevOps ones got loaded automatically for the Azure DevOps project. There's 20 of them, a lot of OSS tools, including Grype and Sift by Anchor, Bandit Scan, also dependency track. So a lot of open source GitLab secret scanning, and as well as paid ones like Mend. And if you look at the next page, SonarQube is also included in here, which are obviously paid security tools to do these kind of DevSecOps controls. Now, in order for this test, I'm going to select the projects that I want, and I want to focus on, I'm going to focus on these demo 002 projects right here. So let me uncheck some of these projects here, and let's focus on this project, the demo 002 PyGoat. As well as let's also grab the Juice Shop demo 002. That's also a good one. So the Juice Shop right here, let's just select that. There you go. So now I have, I'm under 10, so which is included for free. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm my selection here. And basically now I'm protected. At least for the demo 2 repositories and projects. And so we're ready to roll. So let's now apply an AppSec configuration. So notice out of the box, there's the open source ones, and they go ahead and grab some of these templates. I like the first one for OSS, and that includes Anchor Grype, Zap proxy or pen testing, as well as the Microsoft Security DevOps and Anchor Sift for SBOM or SCA analysis. And finally, last but certainly not least, Truffle Hog secret scanning for that important feature and DevSecOps control. So that's the one we'd like to apply, this first one. There's others, and you can create your own by clicking on Create New and leverage either the out-of-the-box templates or create the templates yourself. So let's go ahead and pick that. It's right here, the 5 app. Notice it properly gives you every single security template that it's leveraging, and we have a good mix of these DevSecOps control. MSDO actually does 2 of them. It also does SAS and infrastructure as code scanning. Let's go ahead and pick the ones we were interested. So namely the PyGoat repository demo 02. Perfect. And also we may as well also pick the demo 002 for the Juice Shop right here. And that's picked. So now we can go ahead and confirm our selection and apply the configuration. So let's confirm that right here. And notice if we scroll back, it's telling us that it is scheduled pending apply automation. So we basically need to automatically apply these AppSec configurations. Now, of course, I could just wait for the next time the automation tasks runs, or go straight to the DevSecOps automation. As you can see, it's been scheduled. Let's go ahead and run that now. So I'm going to run that. This takes us straight to the right place. The DevSecOps automation, it actually takes under 10 seconds. So this only refreshes every 30. Let me just do a hard refresh right now. And we see that it's already configured here. So let me go ahead and go back to the DevSecOps automation screen. And we do see that it is pending. So we basically have a couple of pull requests right here that are ready to be accepted and so on. And notice there are 5 pipelines, one for each security template or code security template. Basically, one for each one pipeline that will run each tool that we saw, right? So let's go ahead and accept one of these. I'm going to focus on just this one for now for the demo. I'm going to go ahead and go in the pull request right here. And that will take me to my pull request. There you go. I do like to add work items for this. So let's go into the board, new work item, and let me enforcing DevSecOps controls using OSS template. So that's a good one right here. And let's go ahead and save that. Let's find out what the work item 963. I can always copy that just in case. And let's go back to the pull request. So I have the pull request right here. It's obviously currently active. And notice it does have, let me just add that work item right here before I forget. It's actually 963, that's right. And it has those selected templates basically, right? So these are pipelines right here in the typical .Azure DevOps pipelines folder. It's called a subfolder called AppSec. I have every single one of these pipelines right here. So it's basically an instantiation. It picks the right branch and so on with some default settings. We can always change that in the template. Okay, but it should select the right the right choices for you. We then let's go ahead and approve this, and then complete the pull request. This will of course complete that work item that we just added. The work item that hey, we better do some better DevSecOps and protect those repositories and your intellectual property. So we finally did this basically at a click of a few buttons in DevOps Shield. We can obviously delete the feature branch right after. So let me go ahead and complete the merge. And that completion will automatically trigger some pipelines. Here we go. We got all our pipelines automatically triggered. They can also be scheduled. And by default, I think most of them are scheduled. And notice they appear neatly in a DevOps Shield AppSec pipeline folders, and they're just running. I only have one agent at a time, but you might want to consider leveraging more agents in case you don't. So I'm going to let these run. It's first starting with the Grype, and we'll let that run. All right. So now that all the scanning is done, let's go back, and the pipeline's executed. So notice the 5 templates that were leveraged have finished. The corresponding pipelines have finished scanning, and each one brings some potentially interesting results. So if I click on Grype, for example, I can go ahead and look at any published artifacts. So I have my results here in Sarif and JSON format. As well, if you added the Sarif scans tab extension, then you can also see the same results right here. So notice I have all my Grype results. You could see the various vulnerabilities that have been detected. Finally, that's essentially for the Grype, and each one has similar findings. So Zap Scan as well publishes basically the Zap reports in the 3 formats here, and also on the tests tab, so I could verify the various issues with the software scanned. Let's look at the MSDO. The MSDO is interesting because it typically does runs multiple tools. So in this case, if I look at the scans tab, I will also see the various tools that ran, like ESLint, checkoff, template analyzer, and so on. So you'll see all these various issues. Going down the list, a few more. So we're actually going up the list. But SCA is the software composition analysis. Again, we have potentially things on the scans tab. So there's no Sarif for this, but you can look at the JSON reports here, download them if needed. And last but not least, the secret scan right here ran as well. Any published results appeared here. So I have my JSON report.